Hello everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood, and just the other day I was graced with the news that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is coming out on PC next January. Literally 3 short months away,
and nobody is as excited for the big celebration as I am. Not scientifically possible!
and a full-ass year after the game launched exclusively on the PS5 back in October 2023. There are a few elephants in the room that I want to talk about. The game is pretty divisive amongst Spider-Man fans, and at first I thought the criticism was overblown and that this game was the best Spider-Man outing of all time, but then the recency bias wore off, and a lot of the game's flaws, both story and gameplay-wise, really making themselves known to a lot of people who are facing the same realization. It's honestly an open secret at this point to anyone who's played the game or even watched any playthroughs of it that the game is a rushed, buggy mess that is severely lacking in in-game content. And the recent revelation that there's reportedly going to be no actual story DLC content pretty much confirms my worst fears. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is a victim of the modern gaming industry. There are a lot of things that happen with Spider-Man 2 that I've seen that just rubs me the wrong way. The biggest issue obviously being the lack of communication between Insomniac and fans. I want you to think about it. When the first 2 games came out, Insomniac was very upfront about new updates, story content. Hell, when the first game came out, DLC was literally announced and started rolling out within the first month of the game's life cycle. Nobody really expected Miles Morales to have any story DLC, considering that entry is literally DLC, the game. But Spider-Man 2 is a really odd case. Things were more hush-hush, information on new content was been very scarce, and to make matters worse, leading up to the game's release, there really wasn't even any good promotional material for a majority of the time. Even post-launch, Insomniac screwed the pooch. Features that should have been available on launch, like New Game Plus and changing the time of day manually, was regulated to an update patch 6 months later. How many months?
Shut the fuck up!
And while I won't touch on the story, not until I actually get the game in January and give my own review, it's kind of obvious there's a certain Sweet Baby involved in meddling with the story, but we don't know how much of that was Sweet Baby Inc. or Brian Intihar refusing to remove MJ's strap-on out of his ass. What really blows about the announcement of no DLC means that fundamentally, the story of Spider-Man 2 is unfinished. I know there are plenty of side missions in the game that set up what was supposed to either be expounded upon or resolved in the aforementioned DLC. And before you guys start typing in the comments, yes, I am well aware that Insomniac suffered a major hack not too long after Spider-Man 2 release. It really sucks, and they have my sympathies. But to place the blame on the hackers for canceling projects that were in the works is just, I'm sorry, it's just plain fucking retarded. I don't understand where the mentality of changing your plans when shit gets leaked came from, but that shit really needs to die, and it needed to die last year. And it definitely does not help that Insomniac accidentally leaked the DLC details themselves. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when the New Game Plus update came out, they accidentally gave people access to the development debug menu, which clearly showed the DLC they were going to be releasing. Anybody who's trying to fix their mouths into saying that, oh, they never had any actual plans for DLC, just know you're full of shit. So yeah, so far, all they've been doing is just drip feeding content to people in the form of suits, bug patches, and minor updates. But not any actual suits from the comics people have been asking for. Some are just reports from the previous games, and the rest are just original designs that look like fucking ass. See, I wanted to see an actual comic suit like Ben Reilly's Sensational Spider-Man, not whatever this graphic design is my passion looking ass Spider-Man suit is supposed to be. That's the problem I'm starting to see with modern AAA gaming. They're allergic to giving people what they actually want. You know, the customers that will actually consume their product. Instead, they cater to a demographic that won't even give it the time of day, but yet will cry on Twitter because they didn't cater to the butchered Spanish made by a bunch of white people, insisting you call the Hispanics the Latinx. I want actual Spider-Man suits, not this artsy-fartsy bullshit. I don't give a shit that these suits were made for charity. They look like unfettered ass, my nigga. Why are these so ugly? I know, them being in 80s style is not an excuse. They can still make them look good. Now, many people have been placing the blame of the state of the game on Sony for rushing them to make it to deadline. Hell, I've even seen some people blame COVID because the game was being developed around the time lockdowns were still in effect. I have 6 words for that. That's bullshit, and you know it. They had all the fucking time in the world, but they wasted it because Brian just couldn't live without putting his precious little MJ missions in the game, despite the fact that fans absolutely hated them in the first game. He literally went on record to admit that shit was purposely cut out from the game because he desperately wanted MJ to be involved.
OP character in the game. Let's just get it out there.
She's OP. She's one shot everybody. She's OP. And if she's a little OP, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. She's fine. I don't care. To the point where I say, we're going to do it. I don't care. We'll cut other stuff. I don't care. We'll cut other stuff. I don't care. We'll cut other stuff.
Remember when it was hinted at that there would be open world battles with Venom and not only concept art, but in the cinematic fucking trailer? Get that fucking bullshit out of here. We need MJ to be part of the game. Have you thought about the possibility of Venom running on an OG Nemesis style code where he could just show up randomly when you're roaming around the city to either fight you or fuck with you, just to keep you on edge when you're free roaming? The fuck is this baby shit? This isn't MJ. What's my MJ mission? Did you know destructive environments were actually planned in some set pieces? Jack, what the fuck is this shit that's on my desk? I want those MJ missions, damn it! The player's gonna play her whether they want to or not! That's probably where the development time for the DLCs went. They were wasted on making these retarded MJ missions. Now, this will be the copium side of me talking. Maybe the DLC isn't actually for real canceled. Maybe Insomniac is just saying this to get people to stop asking so they can surprise them later on with it. I don't know. I just refuse to believe that Spider-Man 2 is just gonna remain unfinished until they roll out Spider-Man 3. I can't see that being possible. And speaking of possible things, please fire Brian and Tahar, or at the very least, get more comic writers working on the next installment. Good comic writers! If I see Zeb Wells' name anywhere on Spider-Man 3, and if I see Sweet Baby Inc., if I even smell the shit from Sweet Baby Inc. on Spider-Man 3, you'd have to pay me $1,000 to play that game. Now, I am still gonna get Spider-Man 2 on PC, purely because of mods and content. Mostly the mods. I literally have 5 suits that I want to be ported into Spider-Man 2. Now, if you enjoyed Spider-Man 2, that's fine. I will not ruin your fun. But in my opinion, this game is just a major disappointment on just about all sides. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. And remember, you're always welcome in this neighborhood. See ya!